Michael Storm, anarchist of comic books, co-owner of Amazing Fantasies comic book shop here in Topeka, Kansas, and I am back to put out the new comic books for tomorrow, Wednesday, August 19th, and just give you a quick look around the store, including all that local stuff. I see those guys, they shop in the store all the time, and it's such a pleasure to be able to put their books out for them and to spotlight them, to have them in their own place. And we have room for half a dozen more before I have to work on finding a new place to. I'm always just moving stuff around. There's never enough space. There's never enough stuff to put in the space. There's always too much stuff to put in the space. There's always something else that could go in the space. It could put another one of those out. Look at those giant things. They're huge. They're unruly. That one's brand new this week, but they're just amazing, right? They're these reprints of these fantastic stories from the time period, 70s and 80s mostly. And in particular, this one here, just, a favorite of Batman, but it has all the other puzzles and stuff in it. And the oversized nature of it gets you to see really up close what some of these things look like. Click these images in there. Click that like button real quick, and let's get on with this thing. Let me tell you about the new stuff. It's a humble week, but a lot of great stuff to look at, including Green Arrow. Green Arrow is just another great example of the work that can be done in comic books when it's done right. This one, number 4, they've already extended out to 12. They were only going to do 6 of them. They've already extended it out to 12 because it's being received so well. And it's just great storytelling. There's Solomon Grundy that pops up. He pops up in this one and then goes down and then pops up again. Well, you know how Solomon Grundy be doing. And there's a great clash in here. And we still don't really know if this is Oliver. There's almost something in here that convinces you that he's not. Batwoman continues. Look at that fantastic cover. Deathstroke, another one that just keeps going, and always getting a new title every couple of years. They throw these stories out there. Batwoman's another one. Sometimes they go longer than we would expect them to. Sometimes they're shorter ones. Sometimes they don't catch my attention, and I just can't catch them all. That's kind of the problem with Absolute Flash here. It's just not one of the ones that I read. I hear good stories. I hear good things, but I'm not following it myself, and so I really can't say much about it. World's Finest 54, that's just a great cover. All the World's Finest covers are really good. If you like covers, if you like fun covers, and you like just classic storytelling, the World's Finest. I'm on these guys all the time about their anthology work, but it's something that during the time that I've complained about it, they managed to step it up. And I don't like to think that I'm part of the influence, because I'm not. It just is coincidental, and it's probably because there's a lot of people out there saying, "Hey, why aren't you taking advantage of this avenue?" And they're really doing well. They have Mad. I'll show you the latest Mad. It's over here, and that's specifically DC. But Marvel's doing it too. They have the What Ifs. There's some new What Ifs that have been coming out basically every week now for a number of weeks, and those are places where you can tell different stories. And it's just fun because you can't do that in normal books. In the normal books, you have to follow the story. And if you don't like the story, not that I would suggest that there would be any particular stories that people might not be following, even though they've been going on for quite a while. I can't really sell them, and they can't seem to finish them up no matter how hard they try. Not that I'm pointing any fingers at any titles. I would never do that, or any publishers. That would never happen. Thor finally hits 800, and there's some great covers. Stegman is, I believe this would be his 801st cover, so he's ahead. He's just everywhere. And this is just really cool because there's some great imagery in there from past covers, and there's another one of these Mary Jane covers, the 60 years. She's got the goat boat thing going on there. And just, let's see, I was thinking about, they didn't do a Mary Jane cover in the Punisher stuff. Either that or we missed it. It happens. Just a great Rodriguez cover right there. Spider-Man, Hulk, Fire, and Brimstone. I love this Rose Besh cover. I had to read this one because it's Kevin Smith, and so it's obligatory that I read it. Great Scotty Young cover. And there we go, Ryan Stegman again. Nice little shiny cover for everybody. Here's this silver cover right here. These are great covers and a really great story. So premise, what if the Incredible Hulk could be exorcised? The demon of the Incredible Hulk could be exorcised, and leave it to a good lapsed Catholic like Kevin Smith himself to come up with the storyline. It's great. It opens up Sunday. It gets interrupted by the Manosphere. It's Easter Sunday in the park in New York, and it gets interrupted by the Manosphere. And the Manosphere is, get this, it's Mole Man, Stilt Man, Sandman, Titanium Man, Absorbing Man, Man Bull, Molten Man. Did I say Molten Man already? And Plant Man. They are the Manosphere. And yes, all the bad puns and sociopolitical statements that aren't particularly PC are all in there as well. It's a great read. It should be a fun one. We'll have to see where it goes. What if the Runaways? This is what I was just talking about. This particular one is about the Runaways, but they've been doing these what ifs here for a number of weeks in a row. There's this great Captain America one from a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago, whatever it was. There's the one that if Craven had survived, if he had lived through the whole thing, then that one goes back a little bit further. But with all the new ones coming out, we were throwing any recent ones we had out there just in case somebody was interested. And it worked for the Marvel swimsuit issues. We sold almost all of the ones from last year during the time period where we were selling these. And there's a new set that comes out this week. The swimsuit set. It's not Rivals. It's the card game Snap. That's what it is. There'll be a set of that out here, and actually, it'll probably be right up here where the Turtles are. That's where they've been at right now. That's at 300 issue. I got one in 25s. I got one in 10s. I got one in 50 there. And then we'd put these out just earlier today because the Ben 10 release, I don't know, it's third or fourth issue probably now, but I guess about fourth issue now, and we had a couple of those, the 1 and 2 floating around, and then had, I don't know how many people come in asking about the new series, and then I came across these from the original Cartoon Network Action Pack comics, and a lot of them have Ben 10 in them, as well as Kids Next Door, and I don't know, what do we got? We got Samurai Jack down there. I don't see Johnny anywhere, but those classics of the Cartoon Network guys, they're hanging out in there. Real quick, of course, talk about the independents. Plenty of them in here, some really great stuff. All the stuff that's up here on top is all real recent. There's 1 or 2 issues of everything up here, so you can get into it. You don't have to feel like you're jumping in too late. These are all number 1, number 2, or even in the case of some of them, I suppose, one-shots. And these are all brand new this week right here. Bug Wars gets another series, The Coming of War Doom, and this is a fun little series. If you haven't read any of the previous ones that have been out, it's Jason Aaron, so you know it's good right there. But it's a sort of battle in the backyard, shrunken down by mysterious powers. Devices. There was something in the wall. I'm trying to remember. The kid originally pulls something out of the wall, some medallion or something like that, and it traces back to his father. And there's this big battle of bugs versus bugs, and people versus bugs, and bugs, different spiders, and all these things. And it's just kind of going on in the backyard. And it's in the backyard, and they continue to add to the story and expand the universe there. This was really great. I really enjoyed this. This is Sean Murphy, if you can't tell. Certainly by some of the art you can, if you're not familiar with it. And you can see, actually, if you're noticing here, Look at where the staples are on this. They're at the top. They're not on the side here. So it's this great little layout in this direction. In fact, this was the cover that I enjoyed the most, and grabbed that one and snatched it up. And I'll do a full review of this here for tomorrow, because I just really enjoyed this. Think Red Barchetta. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a song by Rush. It's about a dystopian future where cars, gas burning cars, your own cars that you drive yourself, they're illegal. You can't drive them yourself around anymore. This guy's an old throwback. He used to be a race car driver. This is his granddaughter. His name is Clutch. Everybody's named after cars. This is his granddaughter. What was her name? Cuda, Barracuda. I think this is a Barracuda here, right here, 69 Barracuda or something like that. It may not be. I see from the back end, I'm not entirely convinced, because it almost looks, almost all those muscle cars have, at some period during their years from 69 to 79 or so, have some kind of bumper design like this. It could be almost be a Camaro. It could almost be a Mustang, the Barracuda, any number of those really. And I'm not a huge gearhead, just enough. I like cars, but I like them for their functionality, not because I'm, power, Tim Allen thing going on there. Just a really great read, and worth picking up. And here, this last one I'm showing here, this is an ash can. This is just something special just for viewers. You guys are coming in all the time and commenting about catching the videos, and it's cool to see you subscribing and seeing you follow along out there, and it's really cool when you come in and mention that you saw the last video, or you recognize my voice. Even if you don't see me, you recognize my voice behind the counter. Well, this is for viewers only. If you mention this, it's just going to be the first one. There's only one. It's an ash can. It's actual black and white. It's still done in this wide format here when you open it up, and it's a great read. I only have one of them. You have to ask for it at the counter. You have to ask Ben tomorrow, or myself, depending on when you get in here. I don't know when. I don't know how long it'll last. Maybe it'll already be gone by the time you get here, but the chance is there for you to grab one up, and it's free. It's just whoever asks for it first, you get it. Otherwise, buy one, pick one up off the shelf. It's a great read. Lazarus Order, haven't read it yet, can't tell you. I'm not, this right here, I have no doubt is good. Probably from cover to cover, I just don't doubt it. All of the EC stuff, all the entertaining comic stuff, it's all just been fantastic. It's everything that I want in terms of anthology stuff from these other guys, and there's a lot of horror, which is not necessarily my bag, but I know it is for other people, and I just appreciate classic comic book storytelling. That's one of the things that makes this Kevin Smith fun. I get it that Kevin Smith also likes classic fun stories. He wants to be entertained. He's not really necessarily looking for anything other than entertainment. And here's some great entertainment to the late 80s into the early 90s. The cartoon Tailspin with Baloo and all the other characters from, oh gosh, which one is that? I remember the Panther and the Kid and the Big Bear and all those guys. What is it? I can't even remember what it is. It's I just remember Bare Necessities, right? That's the name of the song. These are new. That's brand new this week. The Killer Influences #2 is new. I also still have one #1. Some Pooh Bear Adventures. Christopher Robin has a new friend named Thistle, and apparently it's this little groundhog guy here. And then I have just a couple issues of the previous title left too with Tigger. And Warlords is new. Zorro's Legacy is new. This is a modern take on Zorro, and really just a really fun read as well. There's so much going on. Like you say, that guy is new. There's a couple of things over here to point out. Macbeth, they didn't go through and try to change the language and make it easier to read. It's just a graphic novel presentation of it, and it's really, really cool. Some free stuff up here, including this. There it is. Just a little preview, a little ash can, black and white, then properly sized, actually properly sized, and it's all promoting the Midnight Universe, a little bit of Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, and X-Men, all part of Midnight. This coming up in October, and there's I promised Mad. That's the latest issue, number 601 for October of 2026. Great how magazines do that, and it's about 30% brand new stuff in there. I went through and looked at it, and it's just really great. It's just wonderful to see. It's good to know that this all is going to survive. It really is. I love it seeing the kids come in here. It's been a thing here recently, coming in and spending the money that they made over the summer. You know, they mowed some lawns and made some extra cash, and mom or grandma or dad or somebody decided to bring them on down to they say, hey, I see the Homer Simpson or the Batman or the Turtles in the window there, and I've always wanted to stop in. And the kid made some money this summer and wanted to spend some money, and so we brought them in, and it's just great to see them choose what they want to choose. And that's where the last of that Ben 10 stuff went. There, I had a complete set of all three of those covers right there, but it was just some kid he saw them and he had to have them, and he was already in here buying a bunch of other stuff that he's going to read, and it's going to take him into the school year, and he'll be back again to buy more comics, and we get to and then that means that you have more competition for these things. You got to get on your poll to get them. There was some great stuff that really didn't make it to polls this week, and there always is. I don't even have to say that. I don't even have to suggest that that's the case, because it's absolutely the case. Every single week there's stuff that just does not make it to the shelf. It only makes it into people's polls, and you would never even know if you weren't informed and ahead of the game by watching these videos and clicking that like button and telling somebody about comic books today. Tell somebody about Amazing Fantasies and stop in and say hi.